I'm so happy to see our guest today. She is one of the nicest people you could possibly meet. Happens to be Irish, that's just a bonus. And she grew up studying... Well, we'll talk about that in a second, what she grew up studying. But she is in, currently, A Slow Horses on Apple TV. The new season is dropping today.
Yeah.
Which is pretty exciting. I'm so glad you were able to confirm that for me right there. With a very subtle and discreet... Yeah, that's right, Ryan. Well done. You're... Ruth Bradley, welcome.
Thanks, Ryan.
Or
nice
Emma Flight, as you are in the show. It's good to see you.
You too.
And because we would have met once or twice down through the years, for different reasons. And here we are at the top of the tower to celebrate the new season of Slow Horses. So I think we'll get straight down to business and talk about Slow Horses, and then we'll work our way back. Tell us a bit about it. You've described it before as being Bourne meets The Thick of It.
Yes.
Which is a brilliant description. I can smell Gary Oldman off my TV, which is weird. Talk to me about it.
About his smell?
No, God, no. Save us that.
He smells amazing.
No, I'm sure he does in real life. Yeah.
I mean, it's a dream job.
Yeah.
Like, the cast is gorgeous. Gary, sets the tone. He's as lovely a person as he is as incredible an actor. It's like a big family.
Is it?
Yeah.
It all works that way. Yeah. For anyone who hasn't seen Slow Horses, can you describe what it's about or what it does?
I guess it's about these, terrible bunch of ex-MI5 spies who've been sent off to a terrible building. Nobody cares about them, but actually they're brilliant, and they're led by the most intelligent man in the world, and they're the underdogs who always win.
Yes.
So
and people aren't expecting much of them really, but they're a lovely motley crew. They're so much more relatable than, say, James Bond or something.
Totally. I think it's the office politics of it, isn't it? That you're that could be any office in the world, the way they interact with each other. Yeah.
Now, your character comes in just at the beginning of season 4, isn't that right?
Yes.
And you've got some beautiful scenes with Gary Oldman in that lamb, as he's called in the show. When they sent you the script, is it true that it was just short of having an MI5 security detail to the script itself? How does it work, or what happens?
Well, when you get a script like that, they say it's an untitled project or whatever. It actually had a code name. I remember when I got it, and they just send you the scenes and tell you nothing else. Yeah. But pretty soon you can tell by one scene. I could tell instantly, whatever this is, it's unbelievable. Just they sent me that first two-hander scene between Flight and Lamb in that first episode. So I knew, this is amazing. I didn't know what it was.
Because you've been in heaps of things, from Love, Hate to Ted Lasso to Gold, and you're looking at this. So you've seen scripts. You won't suffer foolish scripts lightly, if you know what I'm saying.
You read a lot of scripts, yeah.
You read a lot of scripts, of course you do. So what's happening when you're looking at the script? Is it the zingers? Is it the language? Is it the tension? Why were you so struck by it?
That's a great question, because I didn't even have the full script. I just had a scene.
A scene even,
It was the interaction between the people. I was like, who are these people? What's going on between them? It was on fire, and I couldn't tell what their relationship was, but it was just really fizzy and felt really juicy, and I wanted to know more, and I couldn't stop reading it. I kept reading it again and again.
So that's great. Well, if you're an actor and you're looking at this and you're going, what's happening? Can you imagine what we're like as viewers going? No, but it's true. But it's so thrilling. It's so thrilling.
Yeah.
And look at that cast alongside you. Kristen Scott Thomas is ice cold, isn't she? If I can smell Gary Oldman, I feel I have to put a jumper on when she comes on.
Yeah.
Someone had put on the immersion. Here comes Scott Thomas. It's free. My teeth chattering.
Baltic.
No, she really is Baltic.
Yeah.
But Baltic brilliance. Let's face it.
Brilliant.
Who else you got in there? Gary Oldman. So let's talk about Gary Oldman for a second. I've never met Gary Oldman, but he really does light up the screen as well. But what I was intrigued to learn about you, Ruth, was that you didn't that you studied at the school of Gary Oldman in terms of acting. And what does that go back to? Dracula, is it, or what?
Dracula, probably True Romance, around those times.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. I was just so struck by him, and he was like, I think I saw a very old Prick Up Your Ears when I was a kid as well on telly. I couldn't believe it was the same person.
Yeah.
Everything I saw him in, he was completely different and completely real.
Yeah.
And it felt weirdly voyeuristic, you shouldn't be watching this person go through this thing in their life.
Well, what a compliment to an actor.
Exactly. Yeah. Even though I was a kid, I was like, there's something different about this guy.
Yeah.
So it's weird. I was totally obsessed with him.
And now you're having you're sharing proper scenes with him. That must be a buzz. Do you get nervous or you're excited, or do you just put on a real professional head when that's...
Definitely don't put on a professional head.
No, are you kind of getting...
Well, yeah, but a friend of mine said like nerves and excitement are kind of the same thing physically.
Yeah.
And I always think of that because I was just so like excited to meet him and get on the set with him and chat with him. I didn't feel nervous.
Well, you match him point for point. Honestly,
Thanks,
no,
Ryan.
honestly, you're just terrific in the show. I am not just saying that. It's true. Story. Jack Loudon's in there too.
Yeah.
Saoirse's fella.
Saoirse's fella, as he's known.
So for those who don't know, Jack Loudon, who's a brilliant actor, is married to Saoirse Ronan,
Yeah.
and they just had a baby
Yes.
recently. I'm just so happy for them. Like
Yeah.
you couldn't be better. So that's great. In fact, we'll talk about some of the other actors doing a great job around the place as well as yourself in a few minutes' time. But tell me about St. Pancras Station. And what? So this is, first of all, what is it? And then what was the filming involved?
Well, that was in season 4.
Yeah.
So we shot in this loads of sequences in St. Pancras, and they kind of just shut it down for like night after night, and we had the whole thing. It was the most surreal.
With the champagne bar.
Champagne bar, like running across the platform, the Eurostar. But I mean, I won't give it away, but in season 5, there's a huge set piece as well in a London landmark. Same thing, shut it down for nights. You're just blown away. It's a bit like 28 Days Later, that scene with Killian coming in. It's like, I can't believe they've shut down London for me to have fun and play games, because that's essentially what you're doing.
We're in London now, so you look out the windows. We're both looking out the windows. So we're on the 17th floor of this extraordinary building. Look at the view. Look at the Thames making its way, the dirty old river, as they call it in Waterloo Sunset. You got Tower Bridge there to the left, that iconic blue paint as it holds up the towers there, and the whole thing is it's quite a city. Slow Horses has another character in the show, doesn't it? Called London.
Totally.
Is that fair to say?
Absolutely.
It's quite exciting to watch London now that I'm here, to see it, showing up all the time.
Yeah, and it's a real London. That's what I was struck by.
What do you mean by that?
Like, it's not just the beautiful side of London. Like, there are little back streets, and you're like, oh, I know that alley in Dalston.
Yes. I was there last Saturday. So I was there with my daughter at a palace. Maybe just beside the alley there's a karaoke bar. We ended up there in Dalston. So that's in the East End of town. So you're in the kind of the funky side of town there, as well as all the hello Kensington.
Exactly. It's not just this stunning view. It's all the bits, which is the real character. It's the real London, which I hadn't seen as much on screen. I've seen from living here for 20 years, but I hadn't seen it.
So what a joy. So you're living here 20 years now?
Yes. I came after school.
And not a jot of the English accent in you.
I'd be killed.
You'd be killed. We'd all be killed. It's funny, I only get that now after 2 years here. When I went home the other day, one of my brothers goes, oh, here he is, where'd you get that coat? I said, oh, it's just a coat.
I know.
Just to wear different clothes.
I know. My family get on me about my inflection, about I'm like, guys, come on, I'm here 20 years.
Ruth Bradley, stick around, we've got to play a song back in a minute. Stay about this. Ruth is the superstar of Slow Horses. And she's been living here in the UK for 20 years. Well, you are the Benjamina Button of the acting world, because you look younger than I've ever. Were you friends with Alan Leach back in the day?
Yes,
he was here recently.
Was he?
Yeah, for the Downton Abbey finale.
How's he getting on?
He is as bold as ever.
Great.
And you say bold in the UK, things means brave.
Different.
We actually meant it's naughty. Like he's but he was full of fun, and we had a great old chat. And still doing imitations of Pat Kenny and other people. That's for another day. So look, we were chatting about all these different things, including Elizabeth Day. We just mentioned she was our guest yesterday. You're a big fan of Elizabeth Day, and I was asking you what you've just finished reading, and you've just finished reading
All Fours by Miranda July.
This got huge coverage. I tried it, and I don't know why. I'm normally quite good at. I'm open-minded to everything, but for some reason I got lost about 50-60 pages in. Should I go back to it? Is it?
I would definitely go back to it.
Yeah.
Just something about, I've never seen the internal workings of a woman's mind so well put on the page. This is kind of disturbingly honest.
Well, that's often the best honesty.
Yeah, totally.
Where you find yourself go, oof.
Cringe. Yeah. It's amazing.
But the best satire and the best comedy is where you go, well, like The Office or anything, Richard. But equally with that book, which got such great coverage. And
it never goes where you expect it to go. It's always surprising. So I would go back.
Okay, I will. And I have it. I kept it. I love a hardback copy as well. Do you have
I'm
a
a hardback fan.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan. In fact, I bought a book yesterday. So Elizabeth Day was there. I just got this a weave, but it all comes back. And she was talking about her book called One of Us, which I'm going to recommend to you. I think you really like it. And it came out yesterday or today, and it's in hardback. But it's a great story. Yeah, I think you'll relate to it in some ways. And because it's a lot about the class system in the UK and all, and outsiders coming in. So the in-laws with the Telegraph and all that.
Yes.
Anyway, we finished the conversation with Elizabeth, and we exchanged book ideas. Now, I know you loved Never Let Me Go.
Yes.
Right, one of my all-time favourite books by Ishiguro. And it's a thing in the papers today because they're talking about the best Booker Prize winners of all time. I find sometimes the Booker Prize winners a bit too much, but that was one of the best. Okay.
Yes.
And one of my books of the year is called The Book of Guilt. Have you heard of this?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so if you like Never Let Me Go, you will love The Book of Guilt. So that's when you finish here today, you go straight to the bookshop and you buy that.
Okay.
And then you write to me or I bump into you in the Devonshire in 2 months' time. You say, thank you for that. That was brilliant. I love that. But then she told me to read, Elizabeth told me to go out and buy The Land and Water by Andrew Miller. I'd never heard of it. No. So I went straight out. It was in paperback. I said to the woman in the shop, do you have this? Hello. I'm an old man now. I need bigger print. Do you have it in hardback? And she said, just a moment. And she came back and here it was. And and then I pick up the paper today. It's just been nominated for shortlisted for the Booker Prize.
Has it?
Yeah, The Land in Winter. So I started it last night. It's a beautiful cover and it's really, really good.
Great. Pop that on the list.
I often think sometimes for actors it's quite hard to get into books because you spend so much time reading scripts and words. You just go, give me a break. So
totally.
How do you decide what you're going to read?
It's pretty bad, but I will give up after 50 pages
Same.
if I'm not. Because I'm just like, life's too short.
Life's too short? Get out of there.
Yeah.
But if it's great, you just keep going.
Yeah, and you find something great.
I was going to say you're ruthless, but that's a ridiculous word to say to you.
I'm literally not.
You're literally ruthful. That's your job. What's happening? So are you filming season 6 of Slow Horses now?
Just finished season 6.
Okay.
Yeah. Happy. So it's always going.
It's the gig that keeps on.
Exactly.
And other projects, are you allowed to mention or what's happening?
Well, I've also just finished a film, but I don't think I'm allowed to mention that yet.
Okay,
but it was great.
It was great. When I play the music, you're going to tell me all about
it.
I'll tell you. Ruth Bradley, congratulations. You're just doing so well. It's great. You're Emma Flight. You're the head of security for MI5. That's not the official role in Slow Horses. Season 5 released, landing today on Apple TV. If you haven't got on the Slow Horses bus, start at the very beginning, work your way up. You're in for a treat. It's a great time of year to start something new, and they kind of are quite standalone seasons. Really, you can get into it if you want to just come for the Ruth Bradley show. Start at season 4, and you won't be disappointed. Well done, Ruth. Good to see you.
That's Ryan.
Thank you so much. Okay.